Your home for America's baseball coverage is WLBL, the official broadcaster of Legacy Baseball.
Down to Libby Hill we go, where the Richmond rifles show. Every pitch and every throw, got the crowd all set to blow. Take me out to see the game, where the cheers all sound the same. Hot dogs poppin', what a thrill at the field on Libby Hill. Popcorn crackling, breezy air, fans are laughing everywhere. Bats are swinging, there they dare. In the diamond we all share. Take me out to see the game, where the cheers all sound the same. Hot dogs poppin', what a thrill at the field on Libby Hill. Gather round the old grandstand, root for heroes made of sand. Every heart in every hand, part of something simply grand. Take me out to see the game, where the cheers all sound the same. Hot dogs poppin', what a thrill at the field of Libby Hill. Ladies and gents, gather around. Philly's got a team that's losing ground. Brewers used to shine, but now they're a bore. Nobody likes the Brewers anymore. They used to win games with mighty swings. Now all they do is fumble and cling. Bats are dull, gloves hit the floor. Nobody likes the Brewers anymore. Oh, they used to be the talk of the town, but now all they do is let us down. Fans have left and shut the door. Nobody likes the Brewers anymore. We cheered and we laughed for those glory days, but we can't get past their losing ways. Players looked lost like at a chore. Nobody likes the Brewers anymore. Nobody likes the Brewers anymore. They try and they try, but it's just no use. With every strikeout you see an excuse. Hope has flown to another shore. Nobody likes the Brewers anymore. We used to sing their praises high. Now all we do is wave goodbye. Once so great, but now they're poor. Nobody likes the Brewers anymore.
Never miss a game with WLBL, your home for America's pastime.
Down at the Diamond in the afternoon glow steps a man named Dwight with a bat to show, knocking home runs like a wild tornado. The crowd roars loud with every blow. Swinging for the fences, Dwight Ford is the name. Third base devil setting the field aflame. With each mighty hit, he's changing the game. Batter up, Dwight Ford's the fame. In the dugout, whispers he's the king of the town. Every pitch he faces gonna take it down. Fans on their feet, they never wear a frown. When Dwight's on the field, field, magic's all around. Swinging for the fences, Dwight Ford is the name. Third base devil setting the field aflame. With each mighty hit, he's changing the game. Batter up, Dwight Ford's the fame. Legends grow tall in the dust and the sweat. Every swing he takes is a radio duet, bringing the big band groove to every set. Dwight Ford's a hero no one can forget. Sun setting low with the golden goodbye. He's rounding bases under twilight sky, and the cheers of the crowd hear the jubilant cry. Dwight's won the game, now it's time to fly. Swinging for the fences, Dwight Ford is the name. Third base devil setting the field aflame. With each mighty hit, he's changing the game. Batter up, Dwight Ford's the fame. In the dugout, whispers he's the king of the town. Every pitch he faces gonna take it down. Fans on their feet, they never wear a frown. When Dwight's on the field, magic's all around. Batter up, Dwight Ford's the fame. Legends grow tall in the dust and the sweat. Every swing he takes is a radio duet, bringing the big band groove to every set. Dwight Ford's a hero no one can forget. Legends grow tall in the dust and the sweat. Every swing he takes is a radio duet, bringing the big band groove to every set. Dwight Ford's a hero no one can forget. Sun setting low with the golden goodbye. He's rounding bases under twilight sky. In the cheers of the crowd, hear the jubilant cry. Dwight's won the game, now it's time to fly. Dwight Ford's a hero no one can forget. Never get. Sunset low with the golden goodbye. He's rounding bases under twilight sky. In the cheers of the crowd, hear the jubilant cry. Dwight's won the game, now it's time to fly. Dwight Ford to fly.
Today's broadcast is brought to you by Monroe Cigars. That rich, deep flavor only Monroe can provide. Monroe Cigars, for the discerning gentleman.
Light up a Monroe feels just right. Every smoky puff takes you to the night. With a classic charm so refined, Monroe cigars soothe your mind. In every draw there's a story told, tales of glory and hearts made bold. From the boardroom to the ballroom scene, Monroe cigars are the gentleman's dream. Cigars bring class to you. Smooth as velvet, sweet as wine.
America's pastime, WLBL.
Hello, folks, and welcome to Libby Hill Ballpark in Richmond, Virginia. Sparky Parker speaking to you from the technological wonders of the mad scientist William Barclay. Welcome to the first ever broadcast of America's favorite pastime, live on none other than the wireless autophonic telegram. That's right, folks, this marvel of modern invention has brought you the sights and sounds of Libby Hill Ballpark straight to your living rooms wherever you may be. It's the tail end of baseball's first week in 1916, with the mighty Whales of Brooklyn ahead of the pack in the Eastern League. 4 wins in 4 games, just 4 runs allowed by their diamond pitching outfit against the beleaguered Providence Angels. Boston and the New York Bakers close behind. 9-time Golden Arm winner Robert Batkin pitched a gem against Philly on opening day, earning the 10-1 win with just 5 hits allowed through 9. He struck out 10. Boston's Hippolito Cox off to another hot start at third base. He went 4 for 5 on Friday night with 3 runs in a 15-2 rout of the Baltimore Clippers. The Rifles and New York Kings split their series earlier in the week, with the young New York native George Leader pitching a 9-game shutout against the Red Rebels, only 4 hits allowed. The Philadelphia Brewers and the Baltimore Clippers both at 1-3, despite a great deal of powerful hitting from the Philly lineup and notable performances from Baltimore's Henry Cooper and John Marshall. Providence, of course, without a win in their opening series on the road, stuffed by Brooklyn pitching and baked by Brooklyn bats, with the notable exception of the Wasp of Scottsdale, Audi Darwin. Out in the West, the Pittsburgh Oilers took 3 games of 4 from Cleveland, including a walk-off single at Oilers Ballpark by catcher James Adams. Twin Cities is 3-1 after a 4-game railroad trip down to the Riverlands of St. Louis. Jackie Taylor went 4 for 5 on Saturday afternoon with 4 RBIs against pitcher Cruz Pope. All eyes are on Detroit in the West this year, leaping from an 8th to 3rd place finish in 1915 under their new manager Cecil Hunter. Cecil and the Giants went 3 of 4 at home against the Packers of Chicago. Cincinnati and St. Louis split their series at Doves Field. Reds veteran Flea Cooper, a former Whale, off to a strong start with just 1 run across 4. 3-time Golden Bat Walter Dingwall was shipped to Cincinnati last September. He had 5 hits in the series. The Beavers of St. Louis are a team to watch this season, leaping to 73 wins and a first-place finish after 5 years of playoff drought. The Beavers were swept by Twin City in the Western League Cup. Twin City would go on to be swept by the Brooklyn Whales in town tonight in Richmond. In the Legacy Cup, the first 5-game sweep in LBL history. Cleveland's Ochi Stibbs, the old southpaw, was positively obliterated in Pittsburgh in his start yesterday, surrendering 7 runs in 2 innings of work. However, 3-time Golden Arm winner Leonard Tanzel is off to a strong start, allowing just 4 hits through 9 in his win on opening day. Across the league today, the Empire of Twin Cities face off against the Giants in Detroit. Russell Hobley has the start for the Bakers against Merrill Marsham of Boston. The Clippers are in Bose-Lager Stadium to face Philly this series. Troy Durden with the start tonight for the Brewers. Pittsburgh is in St. Louis to begin their week-long rail trip, with the Packers also in St. Louis at the Riverlands against Beavers pitcher of the year, Lefty Jennings Page. Well, we'll go to the field now. The lineups have been exchanged, and we're just about ready for Legacy Baseball here at Libby Hill in Richmond, Virginia. Your starting defense for the Richmond Rifles, the veteran slugger Dwight Ford at third base. Shortstop is Merle Huskinson. The sophomore James Honeyfield at second, and Roland Hall giving James Weidlich a day off at first. In your outfield, the powerful arm of John Creighton in left. The speedy Yankee Williamson is in center. And the old veteran Bugs Thompson is in right field. He came over from Brooklyn last year towards the end of the season to improve left-handed batting for a franchise really in desperate need of it in Richmond. And, of course, the story of the year for Richmond is the rookie Wild Bill Anderson. A couple new catchers facing one another tonight. Wild Bill is a rookie. He replaces the longtime Richmond catcher Celestine Robley, who is in reserve. He'll be at the dish for Lizard Little. Justin Little is the 2 pitcher for Richmond. Not a very good start against the New York Kings. He went just 6 innings, gave up 9 hits and 5 runs, 1 walk. Looking for a little redemption. For the Brooklyn Whales, top of the order will be Marino, Jarvis, Withicombe. Rocky Marino bats first. Marino is a rookie drafted in 1911. Not a lot of speed, but quite aggressive on the base paths. Take that scouting report as you will. And we're ready for baseball here at Libby Hill. Top of the first pitch on the way from Lizard Little to Rocky Marino. Here's the windup. Outside and low, call the ball. It's a fastball from Lizard. Next pitch on the way. Inside pitch, swing and miss. A sinker by the right-handed pitcher. And the count is 1-1. Hard hit ball, right field. No trouble for Gardner Thompson. That'll put 1 away for the Whales here in the top of the first. All 3 of those pitches were low. Rocky Marino went down for it. And that brings up the sophomore James Jarvis. Jarvis 4 on 15 for the year, good enough for 267. Good hitter against righties. And the pitch from Lizard Little. Inside pitch, check swing, he held up. No dice on the appeal by Wild Bill, 1-0. Wind up from Lizard Little. Another pitch inside, this one called a strike. It was further out than the last pitch, generous call for Lizard. And the count is 1-1. Nobody on, 1 out, top of the first. Here's the pitch from Lizard Little. A called strike on the outside. Well, old Marquise Thompson wasn't happy with that call on the front step of the visitor dugout. 89 years old this year. Recent article in the Brooklyn Eagle about the long and storied career of Marquise. He'll settle down. The count is 1-2. The pitch from Lizard Little on the 1-2. Downstairs, low. Ball 2. Count evens now at 2-2. James Jarvis is 23 years old from Godfrey, Illinois. 2-2 to Jarvis. The ball is hit. Two-hopper on the left side. Ford has it and drills it to Harrell for the out. 2 up, 2 down for Brooklyn, and out comes the old veteran Leander Withicombe. Withicombe, 38 years old, 8 defensive awards at second base, a 2-time Golden Bat, 2-time Playoff Series MVP, and 5 championship rings. Quite a lot of hardware for the old second base veteran in the Brooklyn organization. That pitch is downstairs for ball 1. Next pitch on the way from Lizard Little, the 1-0, wrapped foul. 1-1. 2 fastballs so far to the veteran Withicombe. Withicombe's accomplishments are especially impressive when you consider his proneness to injuries, as he takes a pitch outside, ball 2. Although he's only had a long stint on the injured reserve list once in 1907, 5 months with a hip injury, all the others have been relatively short. Here's the 2-1 to Withicombe. Hit to the outfield, drifting for left fielder John Creighton. And he puts Withicombe away. 1, 2, 3 go the Whales in the first. We go to the bottom of the inning now. Well, it'll be it'll be Williamson, Honeyfield, Thompson here at the bottom of the first. Brooklyn defense, the very best in the game. At third base, you have Chicago Jack Hales. Shortstop, William Curtis. second baseman Leander Withicombe, and at first base James Jarvis. In left field playing deep is Rocky Marino. The longtime middleman, center fielder Raymond Knott, and Matt Cronchey in right. Now Arthur Rumford will do the catching. He replaced Deacon Dunkley this year. Deacon, of course, about a decade and a half with the Brooklyn Whales, and he trails the Rifles, Celestin Robley, in about every catcher record there is. It'll be Williamson up to bat. He is speedy on the base paths, one of the better hitters on Richmond's team. A bit slow of a start to the season, hitting just .222. 4 hits and 18 at-bats against New York. On the mound is Lefty Fane. Old Lefty wraps one foul, was once the ace of a very powerful Brooklyn starting three. Still one of the better pitchers in the league. He has a forkball with a late break to a right-handed batter. And you saw it there. It was a little outside. Wrapped foul. And the 0-1 to Williamson. Hit up the middle weakly. Plenty of time for Withicombe. He has it over to Jarvis. One away. It's a change-up well outside for Williamson. Hit it off the end of the bat. And that'll bring up James Honeyfield. Honeyfield had quite the season last year. His first year full-time duty replacing Emery Galafrey at second base. Last year he hit .338 with 36 RBIs. Good enough for the Golden Bat in the Eastern League at second base. Good start to the season. .353 this year with 2 RBIs, 6 hits against New York. Here's the pitch. Inside, late swing, a sinker, strike one. The Whales, of course, are the defending 1915 Legacy Cup champions. They swept the Twin City Empire in 5 games. The first time a sweep of the Legacy Cup has ever been done, since it was a 5-game series back in 1895. That was the Philadelphia Brewers. Here's the 1-1 to James Honeyfield. Swing and a miss on an inside sinker. It's 1-2 quickly to James Honeyfield. Fane, staying outside the zone. .124 strikeouts last year for Fane. 20-17. Here's the 1-2 to James Honeyfield, outside. And the count evens at 2-2. Infield deep for Honeyfield. Set outfield straight up. Here's the 2-2 pitch with 1 out in the bottom of the second. And that one misses low again. It's a full count now. Honeyfield's worked him full. Only walked 11 times last year. Wind up from lefty. Here's the pitch. Hard hit ball deep to left field. That one will carry. Off the top of the wall. Honeyfield is rounding second. Will he go for 3? He slides in safe at third base. And it's a hard hit triple on an outside changeup by James Honeyfield, and he really has some legs. He was almost thrown out by Rocky Marino. That ball bounced off the very top of the left field wall. So the Honeyfield triple puts him on third now for Bugs Thompson, batting third in this Richmond order. Bugs came over from Brooklyn last year. He'll bat against his old teammate, Walter Fane. He's hitting .273 so far this year. A good eye on old Bugs. First pitch is a called strike on the outside. 0-1. Honeyfield at third. 1 out for Richmond. Chance to jump on the scoreboard. Here's the delivery from Fane. That ball is hit into the infield. It's going to be a base hit. Outfield. Honeyfield can walk home. An RBI single for Gardner Thompson. And the Rifles strike first and early here at home. 2 hits surrendered so far by Fane now. And here comes the veteran slugger Dwight Ford. Dwight Ford, one of the best batters on the team. He hit .303 last year, 49 RBIs and 52 walks. He also has a good eye. Basically no speed on the base paths. Here's the 0-1 from Fane. He'll check Gardner Thompson. Thompson is back in time. Things just getting underway in Philadelphia against the Clippers. Same with Pittsburgh and St. Louis. Gardner Thompson will think about going. He'll hold up. That pitch was in the dirt, but it was blocked well by the rookie, Arthur Rumford. And it's 1-0. Rumford, about average defensively, should shape out to be a above-average catcher for the league. Fane will check Thompson again, no dice. And a third time, still nothing. Well, if nothing else, he's covered Bugs Thompson in infield dirt, 3 head-first slides to avoid the pickoff. Dwight Ford is 1-0. Here's the pitch from Fane, inside, ball 2. Richmond leading 1-0 early in the bottom of the first. A triple by James Honeyfield, and then an RBI single by Bugs Thompson. Here's the 2-0 to Dwight Ford. Called strike. A sinker right down the middle. From the stretch, lefty Fane, 2-1. That ball is wrapped to Leander Withicombe, who misses it. It's going to get through. Bugs will hold up at second. Well, Ford hit it hard right off the edge of Withicombe's glove, and it got into right field. It was thrown in quickly by Matt Cronchey. So 2 base runners now, with just 1 out for John Creighton. Creighton's the kind of player that'll drift between first base and the corners of the outfield. He hit .267 last year with 31 walks, 39 RBIs, 88 hits. He is 10 for 26 against Fane, one of the only batters in the Eastern League that has Fane's number. And he's in a good position to get something done here. It's 1-0, 1 out. Gardner Thompson on second, Dwight Ford on first. Here's the pitch from lefty. Outside, ball 1. Some control issues from lefty so far today. He does have the least amount of stamina of the 3 starters in Brooklyn, but he still goes late into games routinely. Thanks in large part to that outstanding Brooklyn infield. And here's the 1-0 to Creighton. Swing and a miss. Oh, he got a piece of it. That's foul. 1-1. The runners take their leads. Creighton has worked 1-1 so far by lefty Fane. 1 out. Here's the pitch from the stretch. Swung on hit. That's a double play ball. Thrown over from Curtis to Withicombe for 1 and over to Jarvis for 2. It's a 6-4-3 double play, and that'll end the inning. There's that dangerous infield. Creighton bit on a low fork ball right on the corner, and Fane gets out of a jam, but he surrenders 1 run. We head to the top of the second with Richmond up on Brooklyn 1-0. It'll be Matt Cronchey, Chicago Jack Hales, and Arthur Rumford here in the top of the second. Fane gave up 1 run. He gave up a triple and 2 singles. That second single by Gardner Thompson scored James Honeyfield from third. Lizard Little back for a second inning of work. And here's the pitch to Mack. Low, called a ball. Might have caught the corner. 1-0. The wind-up from Lizard Little. Low again. 2 fastballs in about the same spot. This one maybe a little lower. It's 2-0. Well, Matt Cronchey is from Sierra Vista, Arizona, 24 years old. He takes a strike on the inside, 2-1. He's a first-round pick by the Brooklyn outfit in 1914. The 2-1 to Cronchey. He hits that ball on the infield. It's a line drive caught by Dwight Ford. He reached out and snagged that line drive, saving a base hit. Ford still got that flashy glove. He has multiple Grand Snagger awards. One is down for Brooklyn now. Well, here's Chicago Jack Hales. That recent article in the Brooklyn Eagle had nothing but positive things to say about Chicago Jack. Drafted in the first round in 1913 out of Great Plains Academy. Swing and a miss on a fastball upstairs, strike one. The next pitch, inside. So 1-1 now to Chicago Jack. He replaces Buster Benyon at third. We still should see a lot of old Buster this year. And the rookie takes the 1-1 from Lizard Little. He wraps that ball deep to the outfield. Williamson's going to have to hustle. He won't get there. He drops down to pick it up on the bounce, and it'll be a double for Chicago Jack. His first major league hit is a double deep to center field. Well, with one run, that'll put Chicago Jack on second base. He is not very quick. And here comes rookie Arthur Rumford. Rumford is 23 years old. And the pitch to the rookie, Rumford. A ball down low. Runner in scoring position. Rumford was a round 4 pick in 1914. He's developed quite nicely. He wraps one foul toward the visitor dugout. Played college ball at Sunrise Manor in Texas. Here's the 1-1. Upstairs, outside, ball 2. Shortstop and second base on the grass, in the outfield playing deep for Arthur Rumford. That ball is hit high, deep to left field. Creighton near the warning track. And he reaches up to make the grab. So Rumford's flyout makes it 2 outs. And here's the old veteran center fielder, Raymond Knott. Knott 1 for 2 on the season. Last year, in about 350 at-bats, he had 93 hits and 21 walks. Hit .261. With a runner on second, the pitch is outside. Raymond Knott is lightning fast. About as good of a center fielder as they come. He's 27 years old. 3 defensive awards. Here's the 1-0. Hits it to Dwight Ford on the infield. He'll hook it right over to first base in time. And that'll do it for the Brooklyn Whales. They threaten but get nothing. No runs, 1 hit, no errors. 1 runner left on base. The Rifles lead the Whales 1-0. Bottom of the second now. It'll be Roland Harl, Wild Bill Anderson, and Merle Huskinson. 6, 7, 8 of their order. Just 10 hits in 35 at-bats for Roland Harl. Again, he is covering for John Whitelick today. He should develop into quite a good first base bat for the Rifles. Has some more training to do. We'll get things started in the bottom of the second with the pitch from lefty. A ball, low and outside. Well, he splits the difference. The next pitch is inside. 2-0 now. Well, it's a big outfield here at Libby Hill. Center field seems to go on to forever. You can barely see Raymond Knott out there. And Fane misses again. Harrell has him 3-0. This will be Harrell's first qualifying season, although he did see a warm cup of coffee last year. The 3-0. A strike right down the middle. It's been all sinkers to Harrell. He bats from the right side of the plate. Infield playing deep on him. And here's the 3-1 from lefty Fane. Weakly hit ball to the shortstop, William Curtis. He fires over to Jarvis in time. Down goes Roland Harrell to bring up Wild Bill Anderson. Anderson, a good bat, still developing. Not very quick. He is 5 for 13. He had a great season against New York, despite splitting the series 2-2. About average defensively. With one out, here's the pitch, fouled backward from Fane. Oh, 0-1. It's a pleasant afternoon here at Libby Hill. Still time to come out to the ballpark. 0-1. Check swing, called a strike. That was a changeup. Fane had a very good game against the Angels. Here's the 0-2 now to Wild Bill. Ooh, a floating curveball that misses inside. Fane has a lovely curve. Well, Walter was the 1906 Pitcher of the Year. He signed way back in 1902. In 11 years of service, he only has one with an ERA above 3.0. Well, here's the 2-2 on the even count to William Anderson. Fly ball, right field, Crunchy with plenty of time. And Anderson is retired. So 2 up, 2 down so far for the Richmond Rifles to bring up Merle Huskinson. Well, old Merle is cut from a common cloth of shortstops in the Eastern League. Elite defensive glove, maybe just below elite. Not much of a bat. He managed .213 last year and 300 at-bats. He's a career .234 hitter. And the windup from lefty Fane to Huskinson is outside. 1-0 now. Nobody on, 2 outs here in the bottom of the second for the Richmond Rifles. They're at the 8-hole in their order. A called strike that is well outside and low. You hear Red Williams chirping from the Richmond dugout. Maybe a little bit from Celestin Robley in reserve. 1-1 now. Swing and a miss by Huskinson, and he's quickly 1-2. Huskinson does have some speed on the base paths if he can get aboard. Here's the 1-2. Inside and low. The count evens at 2-2. Pitch from Walter Fane. The ball is hit high right to the center fielder. Raymond Knott just stands there for it, waits for it to come in. And Huskinson is retired. 1, 2, 3 go the Rifles in the bottom of the second. We go to the top of the third with Richmond narrowly leading the Whales 1-0. Well, here's shortstop William Curtis, replacing Tinker Taylor for the Whales. He's a veteran, one of the best gloves in the game, but not much of a bat. Very common in the Legacy Baseball League. He was selected in the first round of the 1907 draft by the New York Bakers. Pitch on the way from Little. Inside. Well, Curtis Raked in all kinds of awards in the Academy League with the Appalachia Academy Reds, both offensively and defensively, as he takes the 1-0 here from Little, outside, 2-0. He was traded to Brooklyn in 1909 for a first-round draft pick, 2-0 to William Curtis. A called strike down at the knees, 2-1. Outfield shallow for Curtis. Here's the 2-1. Wrapped, foul, a line drive down the third baseline. And the count is even to 2-2. The 2-2, Curtis hits it foul down the right field line. We'll do it again, 2-2 to William Curtis. And the pitch is inside, and he works the count full. Well, Lizard Little, not a lot of velocity on that fastball, but a good deal of break. And a decent amount of control. Here's the full count payoff pitch.
Strike three.
A called strike down at the knees. First strikeout of the night for Lizard Little. His third strikeout on the year. Curtis has some choice words with the home plate umpire and takes his walk of shame to the dugout. Walter Fain is up at the bottom of the order. Fain is just 2 for 20 against Lizard Little. Good for about $1. And with one out, here's the pitch to Fain. A called strike down at the knees again, 0-1. Infield playing deep on Fain. Wrapped foul, 0-2. The 0-2 pitch on the way from Lizard Little is outside. 1-2 now, that was a sinker. Little too much on it. The 1-2 now to Walter Fain is delivered. Inside pitch fouled away. Well, that pitch almost hit him. Really jammed him up. 1-2 now. Swing and a miss, and another strikeout for Justin Little. 2 strikeouts. Will turn over the Brooklyn order. It's Rocky Marino again. Boy, Rocky had a fantastic season at AAA last year with the Jersey City Chicks. .318 average with 111 hits. The pitch is outside, 1-0. 42 RBIs and 51 walks for Marino. They call him a spark plug in the clubhouse. He takes a strike, a cutter, 1-1. He hits especially well against right-handers, which is why he's at the top of the lineup. The 1-1, swing and a miss, strike 2. That was a sinker that was in the dirt. 1-2 now to Rocky Marino. Fouled away over the head of Wild Bill. Top of the third, Richmond leading 1-0. 2 outs. The 1-2 on the way to Marino, that is well outside. Little has thrown all 3 of his pitches at him. The fastball, cutter, sinker. Even count at 2-2 is delivered.
Strike 3.
And another called strikeout, and Justin Lizard Little strikes out the side. The inning is over. Down in order goes Brooklyn. The score remains 1-0 Rifles. Well, after striking out the side, Lizard Little will face Fain. 3 for 20 against lefty. I don't know if I've ever seen Justin Little strike out the side before. Here's the pitch from Fain. Outside. Called strike on the corner. More chirping from Robley. Here's the 0-1. A Ball inside. Well, Little is a career .222 hitter. He hits a laser beam on the ground to Leander Withicombe, and that great glove of his gobbles it up and gets it to first in time. So Little makes good contact, but he's retired, 1 out, and we flip to the top of the Rifles order with Yankee Williamson. Williamson 0 for 1 today. He grounded out last time up. Here's the pitch from lefty. Called strike. And it's 0-1. Pittsburgh up 3-1 on St. Louis. Chicago over the other St. Louis 1-0. Here's the 0-1 to Williamson. Hard hit ball down the third base line. That's going to be a fair ball. It gets around the glove of Chicago Jack, and Yankee Williamson slides in the second. He has a double. That was a sinker that didn't sink, and Williamson punished that ball. A real scorcher down the third baseline. No chance for Chicago Jack. And with 1 out, Williamson, who is very fast, is on second for James Honeyfield. Honeyfield with that monstrous triple last time up. 1 for 1. That was a strike low. Williamson thought about going there. The 0-1 to Honeyfield. Williamson takes his lead. He's going to go. And he is head first, and he is in third base. He's stolen a bag. Good jump for Williamson. Puts him on third now for Honeyfield. It's 0-2 to him. He's taken 2 pitches, both sinkers. Both strikes. Williamson with a big lead from third. Infield deep, outfield straight up for James Honeyfield. Here's the 0-2. That is a fly ball in the center field. That should do it for Yankee. He's going to go. It'll be a sacrifice fly by James Honeyfield for Yankee Williamson, and Richmond is up 2-0 here in the bottom of the third. Well, Yankee Williamson hit the double, stole third, and scored on the pop fly from James Honeyfield. So he'll be awarded an RBI, and with 2 outs, here's Bugs Thompson. Thompson 1 for 1 with a single that scored Honeyfield. 2 outs, pitch to the old whale. Checks his swing, he held up in time, 1-0. Borderline pitch, looked like a strike from the box. 1-0. That is a hard-hit ball deep into right field. And he reels it in. Wow, Raymond Nott wheeled that one in. I couldn't see it. It must have been a heck of a catch by Raymond Nott. That looked well over his head. He really got on his horse for that one. So, that'll do it for Richmond Rifles in 3. They're ahead of the Brooklyn Whales, 2-0. Some good batting here early on, beating up Lefty Fane a little bit. We'll be back with more Legacy Baseball after a word from our sponsor.
Don't touch that dial. You're listening to Legacy Baseball on WLBL, home of America's pastime.
Oh, the radio, her battles night and day, with tunes that make our troubles sway. But nothing beats a cold Bowls brew. It's the beer that makes us sing anew. A froth that's golden rich and fine. With every sip the world will shine. In every stein a tale retold of liquid gold that never grows old. Raise your glass high to Bowls Lager, dear. The taste so sweet, it brings us cheer. With every laugh and cling. It's Boas Lager we all love to drink. When shadows fall and day is done, we gather round for all the fun. With Boas by our side, we can't go wrong. It's the start of every joyous song. From taverns wide to quiet pubs, the whispered praise of our favorite sons. Bo's Lager takes the evening's crown. It lifts us up and never lets us down. Raise your glass high to Bo's Lager, dear. The taste so sweet, it brings us cheer. With every laugh and every clink, it's Bo's Lager we all love to drink. So drink. When shadows fall and day is done, we gather round for all the fun. With Bows by our side, we can't go wrong. It's the start of every joyous song. From taverns wide to quiet pubs, the whispered praise of our favorite sons. Bo's Lager takes the evening's crown. It lifts us up and never lets us
Your home for America's baseball coverage is WLBL, the official broadcaster of Legacy Baseball.
Back at the ballpark for the top of the fourth, with Richmond leading the Brooklyn Whales 2-0. Well, the bats have come out heavy, 4 hits so far for the Red Rebels against Walter Fane. And leading things off here in the top of the fourth is James Jarvis. The windup from Lizard Little to Jarvis. He's 0 for 1 today. Ball is downstairs, 1-0. Wind up from lefty. Excuse me, from Lizard Little. 1-1 now to Jarvis. High hit fly ball in the right field. That's going to be in the gap. Extra base hit for Jarvis. He rounds first, working his way into second base. He slides well ahead of the throw from Yankee Williamson. And a leadoff double for James Jarvis to get things started. And here come the Whales. Leander Withicombe is out. He's the 3 batter. He's 0 for 1 today. Jarvis in scoring position. Jarvis can run. Weakly hit ball. Handled by Huskinson over to Roland Harl in time. 1 down. Matt Cronchey back out. He's 0 for 1 as well. 1 out now. Jarvis takes his lead from second. Here's the pitch from Lizard Little. Wrapped foul, floating up above the first baseline. The 0-1 now. Inside. 1-1. Rifles 4-0 on the year. Wales, rather. Rifles 2-2 after splitting the series with the New York Kings. Another cutter is low. It's 2-1. Well, the predictions have the Wales low this year. They seem to take that personally in their home opener. 2-1. 2-2 now. A called strike. Infield deep for Matt Cronchey. Outfield straight up, 2-2 pitch. Fly ball, right field, hooking foul. That'll even the count at 2-2 for Mac. Monstrous start to the season for Mac. 9 hits in 17 at-bats, 4 RBIs, 5.29 average in his opening home series. The 2-2. Misses in the dirt. That'll work the count full. So Jarvis on second. Top of the fourth. Richmond up 2-0. Only 1 out. Payoff pitch to Matt Cronchey from Lizard Little. That ball is hit high on the infield in foul territory near the home dugout. Roland Harrell has it right near the steps. Well, 2 down now for Chicago Jack. A hometown boy from Chicago, Illinois. Inside pitch, 1-0. Little at 55 pitches here in the fourth. He's been forced to go late into a lot of at-bats. Good patient offense. Here's the 1-0. Inside pitch, wrapped foul, jammed him up. Pittsburgh 3-1 over St. Louis in the third. Chicago 1-0 over the other St. Louis still. Scoreless still in Philly between the Clippers and the Brewers. Outside pitch. 2-1 to Chicago Jack. Weakly hit ball to the second baseman. Honeyfield has it in plenty of time, and Chicago Jack is cut down. So the Whales threaten, no runs, 1 hit, no errors, a runner left on. The score is still 2-0 Richmond. And that'll bring out old Dwight Ford. He's been with the organization a long time now. Now they brought up John Whiteleg to take his place, but Ford, at 38 years old, isn't showing a lot of signs of slowing down. He's .389 on the year. He's 1 for 1 tonight. Here's the pitch from lefty. 0-1. He watches a fastball that might have been outside. Fane hits just .235. Ford hits just .235 against Fane, which is about league average against old lefty. Here's the 0-1. Inside pitch skied on the infield. Hooking foul. Plenty of room for Chicago Jack, and he hasn't. Well, Ford skies out for John Creighton now. 0-1. Hit a weak dribbler last time up. Inside pitch is called a ball, 1-0. John Creighton is a fourth outfielder type. Starting duties this year with Owen Brown sent down to AAA in Wilmington. Another inside pitch, he's up 2-0. Hitting .312 on the year. He is 0-1 today. Here's the 2-0 from lefty Fane to John Creighton. Another inside pitch. All 3 pitches have been in the same spot, and they've all been different pitches. First a change, then a two-seamer, then a curveball. All in the inside corner, all misses. And Fane, at 47 pitches, has worked 3-0. Next pitch is a called strike right down the middle. 3-1. Hard hit ball. That'll be a base hit. The line drive over the head of William Curtis into the outfield. Knott gets it in quickly. And so Creighton will stay at first. First hit of the evening for John Creighton. knocked the socks off of a curveball. And Creighton is aboard. Well, here's Roland Harrell. He's 0 for 1. Had a good defensive catch, almost diving into the home dugout. He had to be propped up by manager Fox Williams. Scoreless through 4 in Philly. Pitch on the way to Roland Harrell. Inside. Creighton takes a narrow lead from first. The 1-0 pitch to Roland Harrell from lefty Fane. That is hit on the infield, and it is snagged by William Curtis. He reaches up in the air and jumps. And somehow comes up with that line drive. Bad luck for Roland Harrell. It'll be William Anderson now. Anderson 0 for 1. He had 3 RBIs in the series against New York. Creighton takes his lead from first. Here's the pitch from the stretch. Swing and a miss by William Anderson. 2 outs for Richmond, leading the Whales 2-0 here in the bottom of the 4th. They have 5 hits so far. The rookie Anderson hoping to add to that. Here's the pitch from the stretch. Outside. A lefty Fane can go real deep into a ball game. Deeper than you'd expect for an old man. Here's the 1-1. He's going to check on Creighton at first. He's back in time. 1-1 count. Here's the pitch. That ball is hit on the infield. I don't think Curtis will have that one. It's into the outfield. Creighton rounds second and holds up as Knott has the ball. And Knott has thrown out his fair share of base runners from center field. So it's a base hit for Wild Bill. 2 on with 2 outs. Creighton in scoring position for Merle Huskinson. Huskinson 0-1 on the night. Here's the pitch from lefty, outside, ball 1. Merle does have a pretty good eye, but not much of a bat. He's here mostly for his glove. Here's the 1-0. Swing and a miss, but is wrapped foul. 1-1. Creighton takes his lead on second. Wild Bill on first. Here's the 1-1 to Merle Huskinson. Weakly hit ball on the infield, handled with plenty of time by Leander Withicombe, and Huskinson is out again. No runs, 2 hits, no errors, 2 men left on base. Opportunity missed for Richmond. We go to the top of the 5th, with Richmond up 2-0. Still no score in Philly in the 5th. Pittsburgh still leading St. Louis 3-1. Well, it'll be Rumford, Knott, Curtis here in the top of the 5th inning. Rumford's 0 for 1. Slow start to the year for the new rookie catcher. Here's the pitch from Lizard. It's outside, swung on and hit right to Merle Huskinson, and he snares it. 1 down. Out comes Raymond Knott. Raymond Knott 0 for 1 today. He's played in one other game where he went 1 for 2. 0 for 2. 1 out pitch from Lizard Little to Raymond Knott. That is outside, 1-0. Well, the lights sponsored by Monroe Tobacco come out in the outfield along the foul poles. As we are headed into the evening here at Libby Hill, a pleasant evening, cool breeze coming off the James. Here's the 1-0 to Knott. Big swing and a miss on the cutter. And it's 1-1. Six hits now for the Rifles to the Brooklyn's 2. As that pitch is outside again. It's been all low and outside to Knott. 2-1 now. The wind-up from Lizard Little. Hit into the outfield. It's hooking foul down the right field line. And the count evens at 2-2. 3 strikeouts for Justin Little today. He's given up 2 hits through 4. And here's the 2-2 from Lizard Little. 1 out. Inside. Nod works him full. Little now at 64 pitches. Infield deep, outfield straight up for Raymond Nod. Swing and a miss, and it's 4 strikeouts for Lizard Little. He has his stuff tonight, folks. 4th strikeout of the game. His 6th of the season. And he faces William Curtis. Curtis 0 for 1. 2 outs now. Richmond leading Brooklyn 2-0 in the 5th. Here's the pitch from Lizard Little. Swing and a miss. A cutter right down the middle. Oh and 1. Inside. Good catch there by Wild Bill. Almost got behind him. Probably should have let it go. 1 and 1 now. That sinker just misses. Little didn't like that call. It's 2 and 1. The 2-1 to William Curtis is wrapped foul. 2 and 2 now. Curtis will lay down a bunt for hit every now and then. Weakly hit ball right to Justin Little. He has it. Throws to Harl. Well ahead of Curtis. Good snag there by the pitcher. And the Brooklyn is retired. 3 up, 3 down for Brooklyn. Rifles out in front of the Whales, 2-0. Well, it's the bottom of the 5th, and it's the bottom of the Richmond order with Lizard. Justin Little is 0 for 1 tonight. He had a fly ball in the center last time up. And lefty Fane comes back out. He's at 57 pitches. Quite efficient, despite allowing 6 hits. Rifle's been swinging early in the count, and there's another example. High fly ball to left field, tracked down in time by Marino. So Little flies out again. It'll bring up Yankee Williamson. Yankee had a double last time. He's 1 for 2. Here's the windup from Fane. 1 out. Pitches outside. 1-0 after an outside changeup to Yankee Williamson. Another pitch, same location, this time a curve. 2-0. Yankee Williamson has quite a bit of hardware on the outfield himself. He's usually at the top of the batting leaderboards for outfielders. As another one misses. And Fane has put all 3 pitches in the dirt on the outside. 3-0 now to Yankee. He'll draw a fair share of walks. A little below average. And that next pitch is a ball upstairs and inside. And Yankee is aboard on 4 pitches. Well, Williamson has some wheels. James Honeyfield, 1 for 1 today. Oh, Williamson almost went there. It was a fork ball outside, almost a pitch out. Williamson with a bad jump. And he'll head back to first, so 1-0 to Honeyfield, the sophomore. Hard hit ball, fly ball, center field. Raymond Knott walks in on it. And Honeyfield is retired. Well, here's Gardner Thompson. He has an RBI tonight, 1 for 2. And he is good against lefties. 2 outs for Richmond in the bottom of the 5th, leading Brooklyn 2-0. Well, Fane will check on the runner, and Williamson is back in time. Jarvis almost missed that ball. We'll try again. Williamson back again. We'll see if he goes 3 times again. He'll throw. Williamson is on the way. Good jump. No chance for Arthur Rumford, and Williamson has his second stolen bag of the night. You'll recall he stole third a couple innings ago. Well, that takes out the force. It's second. Gardner Thompson is 1-0 on Walter Fane. He wraps one back toward the grandstands, 1-1. Williamson with a big lead on second. Fane from the stretch. That's a weakly hit ball, but it's into the outfield. It's past the glove of the first baseman, James Jarvis, but Yankee Williamson will hold up at third base to put runners on the corners with 2 outs in the bottom of the 5th. And here's another chance for Dwight Ford, 1 for 2 today. Big chance to add some insurance run against a very dangerous Brooklyn outfit. Fane now up to 67 pitches here in the 5th. 2 outs. Runners on the corners for Dwight Ford. Here's the pitch from the stretch. Called strike. A sinker in the middle. Thompson on first, Williamson on third. Dwight Ford looking for an RBI with 2 outs. Here's the 0-1 from lefty Fane. Thompson thinks about going but holds up. Bad jump and he's back. 0-2 now. It was the same pitch in the same spot and Ford watched it again, spinning on another one. And here's the 0-2. He wraps it foul. Up on top of that forkball. We'll do it again. 0-2, 2 outs. Runners on the quarters. He wraps another one foul. A bit of a battle going on here. It's been sinker, sinker, forkball, sinker to Dwight Ford. 0-2 still. Dwight Ford, one of the most popular players here at Libby Hill. Here's the 0-2. That one almost hits him. It's very high, very inside, and that recent article in the Brooklyn Eagle called Fane a bulldog, he has hit his fair share of batters, including Richmond's Ivy Maw. It's a funny story. Here's the 1-2. Hard hit ball to right field. That one has carry. It is at the wall and gone. A 3-run blast by the slugger Dwight Ford puts Richmond up 5-0 here in the 5th. He got every ounce of that forkball, and that one is rolling into the river. Fane will shake his head and kick the mound. Well, there's a classic legacy baseball experience for you. Lefty Fane throws chin music to Dwight Ford. And the next pitch, Dwight Ford sends it into Baltimore. Well, that puts Richmond up 5-0 here in the 5th. It'll be John Creighton up again. A 2-out blast by Dwight Ford. That's why he has a song, folks. Fane will shake it off. Here's the pitch to John Creighton. Pitch is called a strike. Creighton 1 for 2. 8 hits now by Richmond to Brooklyn's 2. Justin Little has been very good through 5. Outside pitch is called a ball. 1-1 to John Creighton. Here's the windup from lefty. Inside pitch is hit on weakly to Chicago Jack. Has it in time. And Creighton is retired on another infield out. 3-run score on the blast from Dwight Ford into right center field. We head now to the top of the 6th. Richmond now leading 5-0. Bottom of the order for Walter Fane. I was telling a story about Fane before Dwight Ford hit that monster screamer down the hill. Lizard Little out again. He's at 70 pitches. He'll get tired around 95. 1907, in the deciding game, as a weakly hit ball by Fane is handled by Little. He's out with plenty of time, 1 down. Ivy Maw, a longtime hero of Richmond, now their pitching coach. hit his only home run of his career against Walter Fane to take the lead in the 1907 Eastern League deciding game. A go-ahead. Next time at bat, Fane hit him right in the jaw. Here's the pitch. Late swing by Marino, 0-1. That pitch was well inside. That was a sinker that missed. Marino went for it anyway. That's a good late break on that sinker. 0-1 now to the rookie, Marino. He holds up, but wraps it foul. Little quickly has him, 0-2. 4 strikeouts tonight for Lizard Little. Infield deep. Pitch just misses inside. 1-2. A lot of new faces in Brooklyn. That ball is fouled towards the visitor dugout. Marino among them, Mac Cronchey, James Jarvis, and of course, Arthur Rumford, the catcher. Changing of the guard in Brooklyn. Still a very dangerous offense. Ball is hit right down the third base line. It is ruled foul. Would have been at least a double if it had stayed fair. We'll do it again, 1-2 to Rocky Marino. Pitches inside, count evens, 2-2. That's skied into the shallow left field area. John Creighton over in plenty of time, and there are 2 down for Brooklyn. Well, here's James Jarvis. 294 of the year. He's 1-2 tonight. 2 down for him. That is a fly ball foul down the right field line. Jarvis, a very good glove at first base and an absolutely fantastic bat against righties. Very quick. All-around solid player for Brooklyn as he takes the ball low. 1-1 now. The 1-1 to James, outside. 2-1. Should see some pinch hitters later in the game for Brooklyn if the score remains like it is now, as Honeyfield misses a line drive. It skipped into right field. James Jarvis is aboard. Waiting in the wings are batters like Greeny Redgate, Tinker Taylor. So Jarvis now on first with 2 outs. It's only the 3rd hit of the night for Brooklyn for Leander Withicombe. Withicombe 0 for 2 today. Here's the pitch from Little. That is hit weakly to Merle Huskinson, and a great snag, but he misses the throw. Well, he tried to beat the speedy James Jarvis from the knees, and he overthrew James Honeyfield. That'll be an E6. First error of the night for Richmond. Withicombe aboard on that error. And now there are 2 base runners for Matt Cronchey. He'll take a ball way down in the dirt. Good block by Wild Bill. Jarvis at second. Withicombe at first. Here's the pitch from Lizard Little. It's 1-1 with the called strike in the outside corner. 2 outs. Little trying to get out of a bit of a jam brewing here, with Jarvis in scoring position and very fast legs. Here's the 1-1. Swing and a miss by Matt Cronchey. 1-2 now. Runners take their leads. Here's the pitch. Another swing and a miss, and Justin Little gets out of a jam. His 5th strikeout of the day. 2 base runners in the inning, but the Whales do not score. The Rifles still lead the Whales 5-0. Well, we are halfway through 6 now. Richmond up 5-0 on Brooklyn. Fane at 76 pitches. He can go a lot longer. And here's Roland Harrell. He's 0 for 2 tonight. It'll be Harl, Anderson, Huskinson here at the bottom of the Richmond order. That first pitch is a called strike, up high, 0-1. 0-2 now. Swing and a miss by Harl. And the 0-2.
Strike three.
A called strike right on the edge. Very nice pitch by Walter Fain, and Harl is sat down. That is the first strikeout tonight for lefty. And that'll bring up Wild Bill Anderson. William Anderson, the kid catcher. He's 1 for 2 today. He is 6 for 15 on the year. Here's the pitch with one out from Fain. That is outside and downstairs. Ball 1. Infield deep for Anderson, outfield straight up. Next pitch is inside. 1-1. Well, here's the 1-1 from Walter Fain. Next pitch is down in the dirt. Good block. 2-1. You're never really safe against this Brooklyn Wales team, so the Rifles would love to add more to the scoreboard. They've out-hit them 8-3. We'll be in the heart of the Brooklyn order when they're up again, as Anderson fouls one off. 2-2 now with one out, nobody on. Here's Walter Fain to rookie Wild Bill Anderson. That pitch is a ball, a fork ball. And Fain is really nursing that outside corner to right-handed batters. He's had mixed results. It's 3-2 now, as Anderson works the count full. That's a hard hit ball to left field. It's over the head of the left fielder, Matt Cronchey, and William Anderson is hustling to second base. Anderson's going to third. The throw to the third base will be laid, and Anderson has himself a triple. Well, the kid catcher got a hold of a line drive into left field that went right over Cronchey's head. I think Cronchey came in on that ball. And so with one out, Anderson is on third for Merle Huskinson. Huskinson 0-2 today. Anderson, not a lot of speed on the base paths. Here's the pitch from Fain to Huskinson. It misses downstairs. Anderson with a big lead off third. One out. Richmond up 5-0 in the bottom of the sixth. Here's the pitch from lefty. Wrapped foul. 1-1. Four for 31 against Fain in his career. Good for $129. Here's the 1-1. Pitch is outside. Called a strike. 1-2. Huskinson cleans off his bat. He didn't like the call at all. 1-2 now. Hard hit fly ball into right field. We'll see if Williamson tags on this. He will. The throw to the plate will be cut off. And a sacrifice fly for Merle Huskinson scores Caleb Williamson from third. 6-0 now. Richmond leading Brooklyn, and the fans are loving it. It'll be Justin Little at the bottom of the order. He's flown out twice. Here's the pitch from Walter Fain. Not having his best night so far, as he throws a sinker downstairs for a ball. 1-0 to Little. Swing and a miss by Justin Little. Well underneath that sinker. 1-1. 2 outs for Justin Little here in the bottom of the sixth. That's a hard hit ball hooking foul down the right-hand side of the field. Into the stands. 1-2. Well, that's a hard hit ball down the first baseline, and it's snagged. Another good snag by James Jarvis. He robs Justin Little of his first hit tonight. So 1 run on 1 hit, no errors, nobody left on. The Rifles widen their lead at 6-0. And we'll be back after a word from our sponsors on your home for America's pastime, WLBL.
Don't touch that dial. You're listening to Legacy Baseball on WLBL, home of America's pastime.
All the crowds are buzzing all around. Brooklyn Whales, they wear a crooked crown. Eyebrows raising, fingers pointing sly. Whispers echoing about the reasons why. Saw 'em sneaking neath the cloak of night. Pocket full of secrets out of sight. Fans are gasping, mouths are hanging wide. Brooklyn Whales, what are you trying to hide? Cheating ways and sleazy schemes, nothing's what it really seems. Pawns in games that you devise. Brooklyn Whales are full of lies. Grease the wheels, the whispers start to grow. Trophies tarnished by the seeds you've sown. Smirks and winks behind the referee. Brooklyn Whales, you're caught, we see. Stormy clouds above you, factory boys. Lost your honor, traded it for toys. No redemption left in dirty greed. Brooklyn Whales, it's time to heed. Cheating ways and sleazy schemes, nothing's what it really seems. Pawns in games that you devise. Brooklyn Whales are full of lies. Grease the wheels, the whispers start to grow. Harpies tarnished by the seeds you've sown. Smirks and winks behind the referee. Brooklyn Whales, your
Your home for America's baseball coverage is WLBL, the official broadcaster of Legacy Baseball.
Well, we welcome you back to the ballpark. We are through 6, the Richmond Rifles leading the Brooklyn Whales 6-0. It has been a gem from Justin Little. And we'll see how late they keep him in the game. He's at 87 pitches. He'll usually go to about $110, maybe 20. He has had his fair share of meltdowns in his career, but a much better start so far for Justin Little than his first against the New York Kings. It'll be Chicago Jack Hales, Arthur Rumford, and Raymond Knott due up for the Brooklyn Whales here in the top of the 7th. Plenty of time for a very dangerous hitting outfit. Pittsburgh is up by 1, 5-4 on St. Louis. The other St. Louis is trailing Chicago by 1-0. Philadelphia ahead of Baltimore 3-0. We'll put those scores up for you. Well, here's Chicago Jack. He is 1 for 2 today. He fouls one off. It'll be 0-1. Just 3 hits for Brooklyn through 6. Usually a very potent order. The 0-1 from Little. Hard hit ball to the outfield. That'll be a base hit for a bounce. Gardner Thompson gets it in quickly. And Chicago Jack with his second hit of the night. He's chased back to first. And a runner on with no outs for Arthur Rumford. Rumford 0 for 2. Rumford has a big, ugly mustache. Runner on first. Fly ball, shallow center field. Williamson with the speed. He's there in time, and he throws it back to first. It looked like Chicago Jack got caught up a bit as he looked like he broke for a hit and run and then decided against it, and before you knew it, the ball was coming back to first base. So a nice play by Yankee Williamson, who had to sprint up on that line drive. 1 away for Raymond Knott. Little will check Hales. Hales back in time. Here's the pitch. Fly ball, shallow left field for John Creighton, and Merle Huskinson's going to sprint out there for some reason. He'll make the catch. Creighton not too happy about it, but a nice display of athleticism by Merle Huskinson. 2 down. Little at 91 pitches for William Curtis. Curtis 0 for 2 on the night. He'll throw back to first. Keeping Hales honest there. Here's the pitch. A called strike down low. A cutter. Just inside the strike zone, 0-1. 2 down, runner on first. Top of the 7th, Richmond ahead of Brooklyn, 6-0. Little will check again. Almost got him that time, but Hales is safe. And it's 0-1. There's a double play ball scooped up by Honeyfield. He'll take first. It can't be a double play ball with 2 outs now, can it? So that'll do it for the Brooklyn Whales. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 runner left on base. It's 7th inning stretch time here at Libby Hill. Back to the top of the order with Yankee Williamson. He is 1 for 2 today. 2 runs. He has 2 stolen bases tonight. He also managed a walk, the only walk that lefties surrendered. And we are at the top of the order, underway in the bottom of the 7th. Here's the pitch by lefty Fane to Yankee Williamson. High hit fly ball into right field. Looked like it may be drifting foul. Crunchy in pursuit, but it goes foul. 0-1. You'll remember that monstrous home run by Dwight Ford in the 3rd to put the Rifles out 5-0. 0-1 now on the foul ball to Williamson. Late swing and a miss on a breaking curveball. 0-2. Here's the windup from Fane on the 0-2. Foul toward the visitor dugout, and we'll do it again. 9 hits by Richmond tonight, 1 error. St. Louis now ahead of Pittsburgh 6-5. Chicago up 1-0 in the 4th. Philly up 3-0 in the 7th. And here's the pitch by Fane. Inside. A bit of chin music there to Caleb Williamson. I can only imagine what's going to happen to Ford next time he's at bat. 1-2 now. Hard hit ball down the right field line. That'll be a base hit and maybe extras for the speedy Yankee Williamson. He is into second, well ahead of the throw. And that's another double for Yankee Williamson, and that'll do it for Walter Fane here in the 7th. They'll bring up the young pitcher Andrew Tice. Well, a rough night for Fane. Certainly gives up a fair share of hits. Old lefty got battered by this Richmond lineup. So it'll be 10 hits and 6 runs for Walter Fane. All of them earned. Quite the opposite of his start. Well, let me tell you about Andrew Tice. He's a lefty, 24, from Battle Creek, Michigan. Both of the new relievers in Brooklyn are from Michigan. His young teammate, the rookie William Adams, is also from Michigan. He's from Pontiac. Now, Andrew, third-round pick in the 1911 draft from the Mountain Academy Blacks. He has a fastball, curveball, cutter, superior control, and praised as a young leader on this Brooklyn team. He has a little bit more gas than William Adams, the other reliever for Brooklyn. They only have 2, and that's probably why Tice has got the ball from Marquise Williams. Fane making noise down in the dugout as he exits to the visitor clubhouse. You can hear him all the way down the corridor. And Tice is ready to go, so it'll be James Honeyfield. Honeyfield, 1 for 2. He has an RBI. Good runner, and here's Andrew Tice. Checked swing, the appeal is denied. Ball 1. One and 0 to Honeyfield. Another ball. Same spot, same pitch, 2 fastballs inside. Williamson on second. Infield deep, outfield deep for Honeyfield. Richmond leads it 6-0 in the bottom of the 7th. Here's the pitch. Hard hit ball in the infield. That'll advance Williamson. Willicombe has it over in time to Jarvis. And Honeyfield is retired. Well, 1 out. A fly ball will make it 7-0. Gardner-Thompson 2 for 3 on the night. He has an RBI. Here's the pitch from young Andrew Tice. That is outside. Another fastball. Williamson with a narrow lead on third. 1-0 to Bugs Thompson. Outside and in the dirt. Called a strike somehow. Fox takes 2 steps outside the dugout, but the umpire shakes his head. He has some choice words, and he's back. Fox Williams in his 2nd year managing the Richmond Rifles. He came over from St. Louis. And the 1-1 now to Bugs Thompson. Runner on third. Williamson with a long lead. At the fly ball in the center field. Knott will handle it. That should do it. Will he test Knott here? Williamson goes. The throw in will be late, and Williamson walks over home plate. Make it 7-0 Richmond in the bottom of the 7th. And out comes Dwight Ford, who I think is quite grateful that Fane is no longer pitching. You can almost guarantee getting plugged after Fane gave up a 3-run homer in the 5th. Richmond scored 1 in the 1st, 1 in the 3rd, 3 in the 5th, 1 in the 6th, and now 1 in the 7th. Dwight Ford, 2 for 3, 3 RBIs with that blast. He's looking to add to it. Here's the pitch from Andrew Tice. Outside. He's having trouble locating that fastball. 1-0 to the slugger, Dwight Ford. Another fastball on the edge, called a strike on the outside. 1-1 to Ford. Tice does not walk many batters. He has excellent control, but he's been a bit outside tonight. Here's the 1-1. Ford wraps it foul down the third baseline. 1-2 now. 2 outs. And the pitch from Tice. That is hit deep to right field on a screamer, but handled by Matt Cronchey. And Dwight Ford sits down. 1 run, nobody left on. Richmond now up 7-0 on the Brooklyn Whales. We head to the top of the 8th. Well, I thought they might put a pinch hitter here, but discretion is the better part of valor with 2 frames left. As the other Brooklyn reliever does not have nearly the gas that Tice does. So Tice will bat here at the bottom of the order. They do not pinch Redgate. And it'll be Justin Little back on the mound for the 8th. He is at 93 pitches. We may see relief in here. Richmond's bullpen is deeper than Brooklyn's, but they need it as they have none of the starting stamina of the Brooklyn starting 3. So here's the pitch to Andrew Tice at the bottom of the Brooklyn order. Richmond up 7-0. High fly ball skied deep to center field. That one is carrying, and it is off the wall. A monstrous shot by Andrew Tice. He is rounding second and headed for third. He will stand up on third base. He does slide late. He decides to slide at the very last moment. And a triple for the pitcher from the bottom of the order. How do you like that? With no outs, a leadoff triple by Andrew Tice. Well, that's just the thing that the Brooklyn Whales need to get a rally going here in the top of the 8th. It'll be Rocky Marino at the top of the Brooklyn order. Marino is 0 for 3 today. Little showing signs of tiring here. A triple where you least expect it is not how you want things to start. So Tice takes his lead from third. Here's Rocky Marino. The windup from Livid Little from the stretch, and that is a floater into right field. That'll score Tice standing up. 2 hits in a row now for Brooklyn, and Marino gets his first hit of the night, his second of the season. He is aboard for James Jarvis. And Little needs to watch out here. This may be a good bullpen situation for Fox Williams, but he will run his pitchers late. As Jarvis, 2 for 3 tonight, is a very dangerous bat. The top of the Brooklyn order, trailing 7-1. This is right off of the Brooklyn Whales script. Coming back late in games is their specialty. Here's the pitch from Justin Little. Ball just misses the plate, inside corner. Red Williams doesn't like that either. 1-0. Marino on first base. Justin Little will check him. He's back in time. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss by Rocky Marino, 1-1. 2 hits so far for the Brooklyn Whales in this frame. Here's the pitch. Fouled away. It'll be 1-2. Well, Jarvis looks to be the future slugger for this organization. He is a very good hitter. Last year, he only hit .260 with 31 walks, but he has developed into a fine pitcher. We were very impressed at spring training. Here's the 1-2 from Jarvis. He fouls it away again. This one was well inside. That was a sinker. Jammed him up a bit, 1-2. Marino takes his lead from first. No outs, top of the 8th. Richmond leads 7-1. Checked swing, ball 2. Well, Jarvis evens it up. It's 2-2. 1 runner on. Pitch from Little from the stretch.
Strike 3.
Called strike on the outside corner. And it is now 6 strikeouts for Lizard Little. The first out of the inning. And Jarvis sits down. It's Leander Withicombe now. Withicombe 0 for 3. He's 188 on the season. Slow start for the veteran. Justin Little at 101 pitches. 2 outs to go for Little. That pitch is very much inside, and it almost hits Withicombe. Doesn't appear to be intentional. Little should be keeping it low for Withicombe and forcing that double play ball. And that ball is hit into the outfield over the head of James Honeyfield. And a base hit for Withicombe puts runners on first and second with 1 out. So here come the Brooklyn Whales. 3 hits now. And Matt Cronchey is up. He is 0 for 3 today. First hit of the night for Leander Withicombe. Right on the money. He hit that on a bead over the head of the short stack second baseman, James Honeyfield. So 1 out, 7-1 Richmond, 2 runners on. Here's Matt Cronchey. First pitch is upstairs, ball 1. Rifles need a double play here, and Little keeps pitching high. Swing and a miss. That one was low, 1-1. Marino on second, Withycombe on first. Infield deep, outfield straight up for Matt Crunchy. Here's the pitch. Check swing. He held up in time, ball 2. Pittsburgh still behind St. Louis 6-5. Chicago still up on St. Louis in the 5th, 1-0. Baltimore down 8-0. Philadelphia piles on 5 runs in the 7th at home. And here's the 2-1 to Matt Crunchy. High fly ball on the infield. Honeyfield will wave everyone off. There are 2 down. Justin Little at 107 pitches and showing signs of tiring. Chicago Jack Hales is 2 for 3 tonight. He'll bat with Marino on second and Withycombe on first. Outfield deep again, infield deep. Here's the pitch. Inside, ball 1. The 1-0 to John Hales. A fly ball center field. It holds up, and Honeyfield makes the catch. That'll do it. The Whales score 1 run on 3 hits and leave 2 runners on, and the rally is extinguished. And Justin Little is at 1 run and 7 hits through 8. We go to bottom of the 8th with Richmond leading Brooklyn 7-1. Well, it's the bottom of the 8th for Richmond. It'll be Creighton, Harl, Anderson. We should see if Little stays in, if they can get a couple hits or walks. I imagine that Williams will bring him out for the 9th. Here's the pitch from Tice, who is at 10 pitches. That's a ground ball. The shortstop misses it. A rare miss there from shortstop William Curtis. They'll rule it a hit, and Creighton is aboard. He really beamed that pitch. It was a fastball on the inside. Tough play for Curtis. They will not charge an error, and Creighton is aboard. Roland Harrell is 0 for 3 today. Most of the time you'll see John Whiteleg in this slot, but Harrell will bat on occasion. Creighton on first. No outs. Here's the pitch from Tice. Outside, low, called a ball, 1-0. Tice is only at 12 pitches. Here's the 1-0. High fly ball, deep center field. Knott has it. And Creighton runs back to first base, 1 away. That was a low outside fastball off the end of the bat. Knott sprinted back for it in that large Libby Hill outfield. Nice play by the center fielder. They'll play deep again, infield deep. 1 out for Arthur Anderson. He's 2 for 3 today. .438 average on the year. Creighton still on first. 1 out. Here's the pitch from Tice. Outside, ball 1. Brooklyn will have one more chance here. It'll be Rumford, not Curtis, so you can imagine Greeny Redgate is probably warming up his bat. 1-0 now. Weakly hit ball of the infield. That's a double play ball. Scooped up by Leander Withycombe, thrown to Curtis, and he misses it. Creighton has some wheels, and a rare error. Should be charged E4. And the scorers do charge an error to Withycombe, his 3rd of the year at second base, and Creighton will go to second. So a double play ball turned into an advancement of Creighton. Anderson gets aboard on the air. And that'll bring up the shortstop, Merle Huskinson. So Wild Bill Anderson at first, John Creighton at second. Second time we've had this scenario today. With only 1 out, Richmond up 7-1 in the bottom of the 8th. Here's the pitch from Tice to Huskinson. Called strike downstairs, 0-1. From the stretch, here's the lefty Tice. He'll turn around and try to throw at Creighton, but misses. And Creighton will walk to third base. That pickoff attempt backfires, and there are now runners at the corners. Anderson also advances, so Anderson on second, Creighton at third. Well, the force play is eliminated with 1 out, and not what Andrew Tice wants to see at 16 pitches here, and with another frame to go. Huskinson Huskinson is 0-1. Anderson second, Creighton third. They take their leads. Outfield playing straight up, infield deep. Here's the pitch from Tice. Fly ball, drifting into shallow right field. Withycombe calls off Cronchey, and there are 2 down. Runners will not go. No chance on that throw. And here's Lizard Little. So, looks like Red Williams wants Little for the complete game, and that could be a dangerous mistake. Plenty of insurance. And plenty of depth in the bullpen if required. So Creighton takes his lead from third, Wild Bill takes his lead from second, and here's the pitch from lefty Andrew Tice to Lizard Little. A called strike down low. Oh, and 1 now to the pitcher Lizard Little, inside. Down in the dirt, another good block. There have been 4 or 5 good blocks by the rookie Arthur Rumford tonight. And that evens the count with 2 outs and 1-1. Here's the pitch from Tice. That is an infield line drive to the shortstop. Curtis has it. So Richmond will fail to score in strand 2. They remain out in front 7-1. We go to the top of the 9th now. Brooklyn trailing by 6 runs. Arthur Rumford will stay in. He is 0 for 3 tonight. And they bring out Lizard Little again. Lizard Little has given up 7 hits in 8 frames, just 1 run. Very good night so far for Lizard Little. Now, he is at 109 pitches. He's gone as many as 140 before, but usually gets pulled around 120, 125. It'll be Rumford, not Curtis. Here's the pitch from Justin Little. Fly ball, a floater. Roland Harl will back away for James Honeyfield, and 1 is down. Down to 2 outs, it's Raymond Knott. A bit surprising the Marquise Williams doesn't send out Greeny Redgate here, but I suppose they want to keep Knott there in center field. So here's the pitch with 1 out. High fly ball, right field. It snags up a bit, and Creighton has it. Gardner Thompson, rather. And the Whales are down to their last out here at Libby Hill. And there's Redgate. Old Greeny Redgate has terrorized Rifles pitchers over the years. He'll pinch hit for William Curtis. Old Greeny, quite the batter for Brooklyn. They call him the Jersey Devil. 1910 Rookie of the Year, 3-time Golden Bat at left field, and a 2-time Playoff Series MVP. Here's the pitch from Justin Little. That is wrapped foul on a checked swing. 0-1, 2 strikes left here in the top of the 9th for Eddie Redgate. Redgate really chews up right-handed pitching. Career .319 hitter against righties. The only starting rifle he doesn't have over .350 of an average against is Justin Little, where he bats just .277. 2 outs now. 2 strikes left in the game for Brooklyn. Here's the pitch from Lizard Little. He has pitched a gem of a game so far. A called strike on the outside. That was a sinker, fading away from the left-handed batter. And Redgate is down to his last strike. Richmond leads it 7-1 here at the top of the 9th. Here's the pitch from Lizard Little, looking for a complete game. Grounder to Huskinson, has it in time, over to first. Harl snags it. And that'll do it for the Richmond Rifles and the Brooklyn Whales here at Libby Hill, as Richmond takes this series opener in a whomper, 7-1. 11 hits for the Richmond Rifles. 7 runs. Big home run by Dwight Ford, but the player of the game is clearly Justin Little. He gives up 1 run in a complete game, just 7 hits and 6 strikeouts, which may be a career record for Lizard Little. He handles Greeny Redgate in 3 pitches. Well, we've enjoyed having you at the ballpark for this inaugural broadcast with the Richmond Rifles and the Brooklyn Whales. I want to thank you for tuning in to WLBL. We'll see you next time on your home for America's pastimes and legacy baseball, WLBL.
Thank you for listening to Legacy Baseball on your home for America's pastime, WLBL.